Grandma squinted against the acrid smoke and rocked back and forth to the beat, hardly moving the rocking chair, just her body, her shoeless feet planted on the porch. James ended the song with a great flourish of chords and a slap against the side of Chester, the private name for his guitar.
Woo-wee!
Grandma waved her pipe up and down.
Boy, you near about light my pipe without no match.
James could feel his ears going pink. He hunched his shoulders.
Stand up, boy. Take a bow. Don't scrunch inside yourself like a puppy ain't housebroke. You done good. Just smile and nick your head a bit. That's plenty humble enough for a star.
James stood as straight as he could and jerked his head just like he'd seen them do on TV. You could only get a couple of channels here on the mountain, and they had lots of snow, but one of those channels carried WQVR in Tidewater, Virginia, so he knew how real country stars did things.
That's right. Now, sing me a comfort song.
He licked his mouth and shoved his glasses up on his nose. First he hit a few gentle chords, and then, very softly, he began. There's a mansion over there across the river's stormy shore, where my mother waits in glory just for me. Grandma didn't have her apron on, so she bent toward her lap and wiped her eyes with the hem of her dress.
Boy, that one will get me every time.
She snuffled loudly through the 3 verses and the 4 repeats of the chorus. I'm sorry, he said when the last chord died mournfully. I guess it makes you miss your mama.
Mercy, no,
she said.
I never missed that woman 1/32nd minute. She was a falling down drunk what beat the tar out of every one of us 9 kids. We was glad to see her go, tell the truth. You should have been at that funeral. More like a wedding, everybody so happy they 'bout died theirselves. Mercy, mercy.
She took the pipe out of her mouth and leaned back against the chair with her eyes closed.
Just a purty song's why I cry. I love to cry, you know that, boy. A song like that's pure delight. And Lord, boy, you sing it like an angel.
She began to rock slowly, her eyes still shut.
Next funeral comes along, I want you to sing that one with the family.
No! It was as if she'd thrown him naked into Carlisle Creek. You know I don't sing for nobody but you.
Yeah,
she said, rocking and smiling.
More's a pity.
He began to sweat, he was so relieved. The very idea of singing in front of people made him want to heave his breakfast. He didn't understand the fright himself, so it was a wonder his grandma did. All the Johnsons were singers and string pickers. His own mother now, why, Olive didn't have a nervous bone in her teeny little body. She'd just get up there before a whole passel of people and let it rip. She was beautiful, too. Yellow hair that hung nearly to her waist, big brown eyes, and a voice that could blow the colored glass out of the back of a church. Grandpa had a skinny, high voice that give you the shivers. Uncle Earl was pretty near as loud as Olive, with a voice that boomed all over the scale from the bottom to the top. Jerry Lee, James's daddy, wasn't much of a singer, more a picker. Best banjo in 3 counties, everybody said so. But he sang backup in a sweet, soft baritone that James loved to hear. Even Grandma used to sing with the Johnson family. She taught James everything, except how to want to sing and pick a guitar in front of people. There was no teaching that. Besides, she said, he was still a runt. He didn't mind when Grandma said things like that. It wasn't like when his Uncle Earl picked on him. Grandma had raised him while the rest were off picking and singing. She had a right. He started into the house to put Chester in the case. "Want to stir the beans?" she asked without opening her eyes. He put the guitar away in his room. He called the room his. When Olive and Jerry Lee were home, they all 3 slept in it. Earl slept in the big room where the kitchen and everything else was. The other little room belonged to his grandparents. That was all there was to the house. Nobody had time to add any more rooms.